Waweru TV ndene mubango ya kugukia na winbeto wa Captain Goli the Patron tianko gwato geni orengi tukarirukire mathene ya kutegera makatheti ninde tha itwenda kwa ile mantu egia siasa na Witi na Mbere ndene ndiguru ya Kenya eruari twenda kwa ile mantu egie ndiunga ya William Ruto the president nterecha Western na kinya ndiunga ya wenterecha Northeastern ntuko eruari na kinya goro na arariku na kinyuma nka Friday na rigiri kwa mwanka county Isiolo nimbio yongo William Ruto akwenda igitire bithiti irawita developmental tours then ya various counties muthikiri amini mutegeri Waweru TV karibu ndene ubango twaranie nawe tuina Oscar MUTUGI ora political analyst karibu sana MUTUGI
Iwa sana Captain
good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're looking good.
Thank you. Yeah, you're looking sharp.
Tujamaneri na tukiara ke siasa. Lakini ndwari ndinde twari na mumiru mantu egie siasa na Witi na Mbere especially national politics kana siasa cheke ndiguru na kinyi cha account keda tutegera ina we nontu twene munya kinyaga kithilo nkangamiru twigituro ariro medical ntore this week na kinya tukaelia urutingo gebwa governor Kawira Mwangaza for the past 2 years kinyege thene gambarira mugiri munyili tendene akot tukeda tutegera but I think the first things first akato telegera mantu Ruto no mitekwenda kithilo nkanterecha Western for the past few weeks na tiri Mbere Ruto kuchoka Western akodilo au chokanga Western for kumabai kwetha baina tofauti chiawe na Gachagua na karite akamu no chokete Western na Nyanza kibuthe chetu ta developmental tours maybe katwanjia na Western na arakongana na Gachagua riwa you've been conned kana Ruto kobuya yora ira tura madhani agosho ende ochoka kwenu aitwira musangarire so what's your take on that
ibwega sana na kan kedie mutegeri wetu mwende wa station yetu ira twendete sana ya Waweru TV na ibwega ntuba platform hizi tugare ondheria tukarandia za twaraniria mantu zareza kuendelea ndene ndiguru na ndene county ituije ategeri betu ibaize imbie kuendelea but ikuweza na tu a different perspective ya mantu zareza kuendelea na nkiambiria area oria ndiunga ya president ruterirwa Western mbicha yu ni nene zaidi ya just Western Kenya niontu it is in public domain that Mbere kithurano ke 2022 ora wari then deputy president William Ruto na area kwa a darling of the people pa Mount Kenya na kuringana hinya no rea munini ora urari munini wa rais Rigathi Gachagua ethiritwo akiuga Ruto area kuriunga Mount Kenya kwethirwa gutikona ya Mount Kenya atikumenya eza Meru ukaigwa barabara imwe kumenya kinya undi mukario Meru ntikuchimenya project imwe maybe ira chiarunge kirwe akethirwo we na guchimenya na maybe nyamu bunge atikumenya na kwagea this perception that mtuzo ena interest mono na antu ena kwenda antu ikyo gitumia kwithirwa akimenya needs chia antu mwenka to the grassroots na ithirwa akiresonate sana na the common mwananchi ora kwenderia into njirene ora wi thoko ni gutinda thoko ni guchuira ana bawe school fees na rieto rezera wasla na ithirwa kirwa team tangatanga
ende agita asla MUTUGI na wasla kinyam way before atuka deputy president na rekwiti brand asla
but rietwa
na mwendiongo ku
rietwa as a brand hustler re agwatire ari deputy president irore agwatire na ndiko atuika na gwetwa hustler na re evolve kidogo atuika na team tangatanga ni mtu nukurikana former president Uhuru akiuga watu wana tangatanga na nini so but na ndike thurano gikuthira for one reason or the other kwethirwo na ndiko kwambiria kugea unrest ndene ya ira ya stronghold yawe which is Mount Kenya na for perspective Mount Kenya total registered voters ni almost 6 million na to be very honest ndigwitikia kwi any candidate umba kwithirwa akithugana kurungama kura cia rais na ithirwa akithugania no akinye anywhere without kura cia Mount Kenya.
Could it be that's the reason why Gachagua ure araugire just the other day araugire 2027 the plan is 6 million flat. Oteke Ruto akona in the 6 million and that's the target.
It could be nionto siasa ni about projections.
Sure.
Na ndenda gukuoneria kiria kiku motivate William Ruto akaraze ka gutega nande outside Mount Kenya.
Sure.
Nionto kikura ire onete almost half of them, about half tiumite Mount Kenya.
Very true.
Na tukuga kairi tuga registered voters ba region ya Mount Kenya
Roughly
is roughly 6 million votes,
which could be higher.
Yes, na no chithirwe chiongerekete niontu kukeza kwithirwa kwina motivation ya Mount Kenya ku register more voters, that figure could be higher. Number 2, kwina gintu gitawa voter turnout. Kinya kethera kwina 6 million votes, turnout ya voters itare as high in Mount Kenya niontu batare na kira tuita direct interest.
Sure.
Rira bomba kuthobe na direct interest irira bena mtu bakuona uzu directly nwao
from their own region.
From their own region.
Sure.
Eu no ethirwe ki motivate kwithirwa kwina higher voter turnout.
Sure.
Na ikyo tumi ugatega rutere Nyanza Western na Nyanza unless they have a candidate in the face of either Raila Odinga kana Mudavadi, but ithirwa bena reason ne turn out in very high numbers.
Now going back there, Ruto akuliunga ma Western na Nyanza na uchoka no several times. Tetiri mwaka na yeli na uchoka back to back. Na in the name of developmental tours na kinya support ya Raila na kinya coming up with the teacher mawaziri bare ki broad based government in the name of coming and all that. Ida tabu with it to the people, whatever maybe the Kalenjin community, the Rift Valley, Kanane, any other part of the country. Voter turnout, you said Kinyana aranterecha Western kana Nyanza unless their own son or their daughter kana their own person na runga migiti ndikumbekia kwena lot of. Now what do you think will happen in 2027? Nontonende Ruto ina Kindiki, right? Kindiki is from Mount Kenya and the eastern part. Western Mudavadi ni prime cabinet minister. To assume the Raila uchindetike African Union, for example, definitely you don't expect Mudavadi aroma kopinga Ruto. There will be one camp. Could there be a possibility nontobokure Nyanza yombike kwethire Ruto mbekwe imeenda muno nonto already before let out na Gachagua 6 million kidogo kinyake ile akona share, it will not be that big. So Western kombo Karuto mbeke co-opt kweta na Mudavadi as a running mate, for example, kenda at least to boost morale ya Ntuba Western na Nyanza to see okay we are second in command.
Now the question would be assuming akuzukia Mudavadi, ndio ntone assumption to make motivation ya Nyanza ikethirwa iririku. Now already within the ODM party already kuna divisions.
Sure.
Kuna bo kinya role area government iko play ndene ya kuchuira Raila Odinga gitikia hiyo nontoka kuchuiro.
Sure.
Actually it's purely political. Sure. Nonto Ruto na gutara masabu akona maybe akeza ku manage kuchuira Raila gitikiu no leverage on that political capital agachoka kianto banyanza na kethiro akiona a bit of support. Sure. But the truth of the matter is kinya William Ruto wengwa teka agwete zero
in Nyanza
Western
na
province.
Sure. Very true.
A county like Bungoma na chindete by a margin, na chindete Raila Odinga by a margin. The counties chia Western chia contribute about 2.5 million votes karinganire chionde. Na ke 2.5 eu kinyoka ukanira chiari turnout was around 61%.
Okay.
Ibo baumire kuringa kura niontu na kukeza kwithiro iba kuumira 60 to 61 na thai ureo ibalotine i Raila Odinga in some counties ja Busia Raila Odinga are na 80+%
yes.
of the total votes. But still voter turnout in Thiguru, meaning that without proper motivation still voter turnout is very high. The other dimension is na kwithirwo bado agitega rutererwa coast ikiwa tumithaizi ugatega all former governors ba coast bonde bedrikari
na mawaziri.
Yes, na mtu no ethirwo agitega kona all the three former governors ni antu basavite 2 terms
ikathira by the way. Yes.
Na natarite masabu jau but otegana ku wichoka ki numbers area to tyranny of numbers.
Sure.
Ni onto at the end of the day numbers icho chiga count.
Yes.
Coast province give it around 1.5 million. It's around 1.5 million the entire coastal region. And then now we come to where I was Igoro. Na ara tu ya Mbere tie side tia northeastern na ikwithirito kwena nguto that registration kwena registration ikuendelea.
Sure.
Ya kariba rutererura kwena heavy presence ya leaders bakuma rutererura ndene thirikari za security security docket agencies ira nyinge na tirari chikwa line kinyarire especially zarira dual erari minister of defense na bagutonya gintu kira bathirike Mbere ikurugura border. You remember barugurire border Kenya na Somalia.
Yes, yes.
Na border wi kurugurwa kwagea increase nene mono ya terrorist attacks especially in ya na ara border wi bodete ndiguru
abduction
na ikurari na abduction na ukathikira rwaria rwa president Ruto egoro kwi gintu kimwe ki aragwetere kire antu babati kwithirwa banutite na ugite kutithirwa kwena vetting ya akari baruterero no distant
ibande
bakayo ibande normally without vetting.
Would it not cause it's a security threat to the country?
It's a security threat.
Nonto bo Al-Shabaab
ne onto tuizura borders chietu chikari kethera antu ibako gwatu bakagwatirwa kina as deep as kina haza.
Sure.
Bakurukite na njira chia chochoro. Biashara chia antu bara bakuthithia legitimate business chiri affected remwe ninto bira bigutonyera in those porous borders. Na bakeza kwithirwa ibakwenda ku beef up numbers chia northeastern, that could be one of the ways ni antu ba register as voters no nge baringira kura to uzura
no banikira kanya
na kwina these other thing to batikuthirwa tugitegera still from that region of northeastern kwina other than these normal appointments ukaumara thaizi ndiguru chia ome. Most of the foreign exchange kuririkana irizania na some of the Somali residents. Sure. Parawe ndiguru chia ome. Na kinya thaire gugakinya ndigitara financing there will be a big contribution.
So could it be neither President Ruto maybe through that kind of a thing either like boost maybe the voting bloc the northeastern to Kenya foreigners, for example? I don't know how it true.
Yes.
Kenya by part of Koringa Kura.
Bakaringa Kura, that one is for sure. Na ibitathira bimya piri.
Sure.
Tuterona kwena petition niraikitwe. Ikiuga regions chia northeastern numbers chia during the census between 2009 and 2019 chia underreported.
Could it be no kombe kwere kane bakachokera kotalanto rengi
in the same region? Ne onto thaizi niki that particular discussion niki is it at this particular time
since 2009.
Yes, thaizi ro is it thairia kwithirito kuna ndwaria
case etere court just the other day kana it was there.
It has come up from nowhere. Leaders bauga they have evidence that regions chiao kati undercounted.
Okay.
So what does that mean? They want those numbers reviewed. Na techi are reviewed downwards. It's are reviewed upwards. Kou kenda bona wongere ku bwanto. Then are not this time. Bukoria biuria. Already it is something that has been brought up by their leaders.
Sure. Na nyeta through the court process.
Through the court process.
Now, katu aye now idhaburia rea President Ruto. It's like nonto kuma after by part ways na former DP Gachagua. But oneka anywhere around Mount Kenya except Antoma Bari Embu in a certain barrier kana to come the church bar the kaya fundraiser kana something ko functionary kinyeru ruru yango ariku and that's only functioned on Ruto in Mount Kenya. From there Ruto has really avoided Mount Kenya except last week Randren Kindiki entered Chenyeri and some place in Nyeri akibu some development to maybe testing waters na ate okarika in Mount Kenya. Could it be now that Ruto no to Kenya side Meru tekeya Embu aitita once na temanto development imanto a bit different from political na Kenya Tarakanidi where DP comes from, but Kenya kuwa we have your son no deputy president maybe it's a Ruto for now no to what I see perspective kwa ndiona it's kind of though it's political, I mean it's development they are a bit more political. Weraga shagwa ruwa siasa ya Tanzania ishaanza. Could it be the case?
Siasa for sure ni ambiriti nento
na nyingi kona bakienda kwa the magnitude of crowds they are pulling out every side utemu tukucha.
Siasa ni ambiriti na Korea why neither the president nor the deputy president whether it over old kira umba kweta a political meeting in Mount Kenya dai kirema inkima emwanki na inkime mwanki riza wana rutere good day. Okay. Na what they are doing kapa kuenda kuamba kudhiurunga so that they find a landing. Kwena issues several tiemero thaizi ireti gutuma kwithirwa kwi very risky kuthithia muchamanio wa siasa Meru, especially for the national executive. Issue ya Mbere ni issues unresolved tia development ndene ya Meru. Kwena promises iria president aezanire from the word go. No more excuse for promises iria aezanire munini wa rais nionto teka ari na utomba
boko
but rande iria aezene ari rais you have to hold him accountable for those promises. If those promises chiteki na iria nyingi akariba kuga chitithiti ata na for a while itokona ndigi nya bunge pambiriti gukarazeka pakuga ijeka antoa kutibu isa
bako develop Kenya cold feet
bako develop cold feet banande nora toteumba komenya kethera bunge babeto by develop cold feet for genuine reason ya kwenda development chia implemented kana ko biba ko chibagendera at personal level nionto we know that a lot
the temu musari ombera ko the president pakiwa nayo time
yes
bariwa na no one can deliver kulingana na statement ya members of parliament from Meru bariwa
nande no
ko deliver in 5 years
nande menya turonete deputy president akiuga that kiria president Ruto athithitie in 2 years Kibaki atathithire in 5 years.
Yes, I saw Kedeke say so.
And that is shocking to be very honest. Nionto kokeza kwithirwa kwina anybody with very objective na kumenya in the history of this country kuti mtu wathithia the kind of transformative development like Kibaki did.
Actually in 100 days Kibaki na with a lot.
With a lot of things. Education yari free kauma free, infrastructure ya Kenya. No korirwa Kibaki akizukia thirikari. Ambete kuzukia thirikari yari mismanaged Moi for 24 years.
Sure.
Kwa yari negative 24. And whatever now Ruto omba kwithirwa azukitie ke Uhuru atumba kuga kazukitie.
It was not negative.
Yes.
I can't say.
Na nyadhara at the beginning Gachagua nogaba received the inherited and dilapidated government. We know that is not true.
So what changed? Gachagua now is singing the opposition tune.
Siasa interests constant. Constant siasa ni interest. Oninge speculator kinya kirawa kiomba kwithirwa ba kiatumire ba fallout ni interest.
Political?
Yes. No, personal interest. Okay. Not mainly even political. Nari. Ikethirwa tu ni interest within kirage kugawa nonto kethira twitanirie safari na ogwe.
Okay.
Ukinenkaniria side nkwenda kuona nyago ukinenkaniria the other side. Na ukeza kwithirwa ininka nkunenkaniria ande ukona gukona maybe zeko gwiko kando kidogo.
Okay.
Na wambiria kwaria nani
let's look at this now to sum up on this issue ya Ruto and now Ruto has survived without the Kikuyu vote, to be specific, Kikuyu vote not already. Meru is silent. Tukiomba kwa lokitha Meru is pro or against so far. Tharaka, because of their son being the deputy, okay, we can give them the benefit of doubt and say bena back president. Embu siluko kona ndwari chia Muturi na nukona nye reception ni message chia Ruto kinyatumana itekwa well received urachi ubechua now the message of the president ekurisiwa bwega. Can Ruto survive without the Kikuyu vote?
Whether he survives or not, it can depend na kintu kimwake. Ruto akethirwa aluzite kura. That is for sure. But obati ujuria kura izire inachigeta.
Question.
Yes.
Gachagua ala point out na omba korobeteka president. Nontalwa na kiskotini na Ruto na Mbere na rombere bena Uhuru barombere kura by ICC.
Nande siasa unfortunately chititambuaga protocol.
Sure.
And that is why Gachagua kinya kwithirwa atrendi mono in some quarters in this country na kwe mantu weza maingi za rairwa for some reason antu baramwendere for no reason na ogachuri exactly mbio nonto te development. Gachagua taken a development record. He has been an MP for one term.
5 years only.
Yes, he has been a deputy president
for 2 years.
For 2 years.
So track record yake.
Within that time utekeomba kugati uzo naandika tukumwenda nionto a transformative or what. But from where wengo achi presenter is a divisive figure. Akeza kwithirwa ari antu na if it were to happen that Gachagua akethirwa inyari part of the rega form next, I would want to make a prediction that still the rikari wethirwa ina issues nionto Gachagua is combative na ikyo tumidha hizi ako play role ya opposition perfectly.
Okay.
Nionto role ya opposition irienda mtu zo
combative level.
Yes.
Now Gachagua,
but him in government nionto akambiri ande ambiri go fight nya thirikari wari ndene.
Just like Oranje corona.
Yes.
Within.
Gachagua would be best suited as a kingmaker. Not him as
a king.
As a king.
So nakuwa Kalonzo president. I mean, na ate asaiva ate Kalonzo. Kalonzo says Raila yake akuduze AUC retire akuwe statement. Mimi naomba urais. Eugene, of course, I don't expect to see Eugene in the ballot as a presidential candidate anyway. But Matiang'i here maybe nakoeto Kinyawe. Where ina Gachagua Otonyi in this picture in the opposition, Matiang'i, Kalonzo, Gachagua, and all these characters chiki opposition, Raila included, because you see is another factor. Once you loses the paradigm shift completely from how it is today. So in Gachagua fit in this circus position. I mean, any position on in the government.
Gato kirakaire. Gachagua kethirwe best suited as a kingmaker. Gachagua as a presidential candidate ntikuona na I don't know what kind of president would make. Ruto is already proving to be a very, very good at convincing people to vote. Naomba hold thirikari to account oengware thirikari ne nyare thirikari na mbiria kuraneo. Gachagua would be worse. Gachagua would be worse. Now, where these votes go, iyo kuriethera Mount Kenya na ndino kethera president no retain without the Mount Kenya block will be determined candidates bangana bagapinga President Ruto. Na strength yao ikethero iririku. Nonto Ruto masabu zara atarite iko tumira machinery na resources chionde cha thirikari kuhakikisha Raila akoe AUC chair. But mwankare iritha hizi chances cha Raila chite very high. They are not very promising.
Gonna bakiwa ruaibe na 28 countries in support.
Yes, but now kirao obati gutega voting blocks. Nonto some of these African countries chiri vote na blocks. Na okay gutega blocks hizi na already kinya ndoire enderete tha hizi Congo.
Yes.
Is no affecting
no compromise.
Nego compromise nyana ni kinya some of the countries allied dira to ringi doganie East Africa no chithiro na ndi chikiringira na ni kwe already Sekedi na araregere gweta muchemanio zura reconvened ni President Ruto
kurekana kwena another meeting
kinya ukethro kwene the fact that na skipre the first meeting na aregete meeting ya chairman bakagame na ara they have their own issues. It means that kute solid block
Kumbikia kwethia deliberate maybe from other quarters kwena influence here the Djibouti candidate take over maybe
easy circumstances nonto tutomba kuga the Djibouti candidate oko influence ndoa Congo these are circumstances. And I don't expect Islamic states angaba Egypt angaba Algeria bedroba ke overlook the Djibouti candidate in favor of Raila. The South African bloc appears to be leaning towards the Djibouti candidate. Na hicho blocks iran kuga Raila umba kuga block iri kuwe nayo not even East Africa.
East African issues.
So kugethro kuwe a bit challenging for this plan ya Ruto kweberia Raila siasa ne loko na inyawe no Raila achoka kuika mpaka ethira chietere na are muiguichokia.
Very true.
Nionto already na ezanite antu ndene thirikari.
So atumba kuidhambia kabisa uatena blaming the aina skunk.
Na kwe mtu karega, kwe mtu otonyere kwa Ruto na inyara ila agachoka ati umakairi. Nonto why would I resign?
Very true.
As a minister, biza ku support mtu
that we don't sure.
Yeah, you're not sure what.
Katuchoke Meru kidogo tutiatia na cha Kenya we greet for another day. Munya na theta kithirunka ndene account eme tuke Jumamosi na rintere cha Mikinduri, Sunday na rintere cha Lare Kirurobichi. Na nya in the previous months no mbete kwenda Kirurobichi chepie new which opening of the offices which was purely political. Now we now call for unity and Manta Suprema Sembato hizo stories za Suprema Sembato situlie kidogo. At least for unity Meru tena Mbere. Munya na muiri wa kebure yite kisiasa nonto Munya is coming as an agenda atia discuss in the entire Meru. How is Munya's political calculations na chances chake cha kuchoka kwa governor Meru? How is it na siasa Meru?
Munya kiria kuthithia iku make sure that atiroriria for one, number two are energy saving mode. Nto kithurano bado kiri 2.5 years away. Atithirwa akita all out. It would mean to spend a lot of resources. Na resources you chiendeka especially siasa ne utumire towards elections. Na I think korando mete siasa cha Munya. Munya is clever. Dara maingi na hizi ku run campaign without kutumira mbeca ciawe. kithurano kia 2013 Munya kia governor mbeca iria ciatumikire muno cia kiama KPK kiraitu murungi because he was the APK candidate. In 2017 most of the political branding ya Peter Munya ya thanari governor at the time yathithirwe ni Mugambi Manyara. Those are the people that were funding what na ndi thaizi ntegete what is likely to happen ntumite tigania east but inkomenya Mpuru na Munya kinya they barare amwe last time they almost definitely will not be working political journey batimithaniria amwe.
Already naro Munya na ina a different candidate for Tigania East.
Kuna candidate Tigania East Labaita sorry. Labaita no kugwetanirwa na
reason being maybe not Mpuru na kwa na associated muno na Kenya Kwanza government.
I don't think that is the main issue. Ndenda kumenya kabisa depth the pockets tia Baita. Baita getho na deep pockets.
Very true.
That could be the reason.
That's a fact.
Na his willingness to first time candidates ibetharo bena wiru sana bokurita mbeca pambere
to get support.
Before nande
Tigania East in a later note Tigania East menya Munya determined to become MP anyway.
Yes.
Mono. Somebody said wa kinyendo ndombete lakini anga Munya achoka kando rombe gitile lakini are out rombe Tigania East. So there must be some factors.
Yes. And then I can see in West kuna ndake gutwa Mugera jeka
aichita la rui.
I think kira Mugera kuthithia agikuritana barabara itene barabara that ugono urumwe no urumu geto all the names lakini okaro ruma mtu tembi otena gitu yo geto okuruma kada lazima ruma ruma mtu ina gento
okaruma mtu mutheri
okaruma mtu mutheri tonto au ne mantu zagarukaira na elected leaders ibabati kudhoroba kuona pattern especially examples everywhere.
Sure.
Examples are everywhere. Okwetha wi muchakwe. Na ureome is very easy, especially as a politician. Ureome nya kutonya thirikari ni rahisi.
Sure.
Ni onto we na target. We na mtu uria umbana ndi kwithirwa ukiukaira rukiruka uozo no nkuthithia te.
Ngo support.
No ari no ngo attack.
Okay. Mtu anabia kuringiro.
Kawira atakire kiraitu miaka 5
na kibao kia white
na kibao kia 12 billion thai kibao kiu kia urire kutena target
sure
as it were na
but now Munya is targeting that no ntona kapita we inda boretere mtu I am sorry antaichia kabwithia give me a chance to redeem.
Munya no ga ku chi distance from makarika zai into the regime ira enderete. Munya has been very quiet kinyarira ko na impeachment utumba kumenya irutere ruri kwa go support na iru kwa ati go support
na ina good number of MCs
otega MCs bawe maybe bakoringa pro but wewe ngwa as a person is not speaking up but kire yako thithia is easy ko rugura office tia PNU PNU ezamiro naru. It has been there. But now this is part of the strategy. Bado kumwika mashinani nonto every day kuna opening you an opportunity egweta ground in without spending too much. Egitara wo spend rigakinya. You cannot start spending now. No gawena mbecha chigwitika zamati.
Katwa ile Munya ngwira kuruta na akurura ofisi. Kwina baraba ngina bakwenda the same office Munya me arendo choka the Trump way he left but now he's a comeback aina chances kana tena you may tell me there is the character of former CS agriculture medical entry the other day to maneke athone kira kiare na kiare kia cooperatives kiare kia yetu sako akiwa mpewa kanya mpike miru kanan given a chance aina chance maybe Munya tuwe kinyande bene bobele na Munya aina chance
chances tia all these candidates are dependent on one another munya akarungama you expect kura chetigania ethirwe agi command to a large extent. Nara karita deputy governor may or may not have influence.
Okay.
Nionto pattern ire ithirito ireo kuma the 3 governors that we have had, contribution ya deputies itithirito very
goreki
itithirito decisive. Sure. Mako nera umba kuga decisive. From Rafael Murungi to Ntochu. Actually, for Ntochu, strangely, kura iria kiraito onete 2017, Nyatigania West, 2022 chiari less. Kati ya dropere.
Sure.
So, factor ya deputy governor, factor, I think, kinyaparaba kurunga magavana, babati kudhuro bage consider more.
Could it be maybe a governor, okay, then a strong senator, maybe from a certain region?
That is the formation that would work better than banking a lot on the deputy.
Okay.
Now if Midhika Vice from Igembe, from what I know, Munya still has some influence in Igembe. So either when a head start, we na block. Midhika na Munya yes, kura ya Igembe ni actually wati kwa antupo Igembe kama wati kwa ariru. But there are more registration. In terms of population,
they have numbers.
They have numbers, but they register as but they register as voters. Now when it comes to key decisions, they will andiche kuthura tongeria ukethuro tena kiria kibati kuthuro gigutetheria, which is a voters card.
Sure. Now look at ukiona munyarea entorea tariki 14 cha March, if case goes otherwise, cause kama mtu idhingia yuki position ya governor, akanaba kawira na impeach procedurally ni Senate. Na if it happens to idhingia kasoni as governor, eka compromise chances chia limtore kutuka governor in 2027, for example?
In a huge way. I've been observing evolution ya mutumanto idhingia agitarwa ari munini wa kawira ntegwetikia na ntu baingi ba muiji as a person ari mutuma.
Sure.
Na probably para baize ritonto idhingia baize ithe wa
chairman Njuricheke.
Yes, the chairman. But makarika za siasa zareza happened in the 2.5 years. Irachi adhira is a change it a lot, even in profile ya mutumanto idhingia. Te mutumanto idhingia oro tari ari
deputy.
Aizi and a following.
Sure.
That is for sure. And a following na kinya ndene ya Igembe, I would back mutuma ko cause problems to most of the established political figureheads paruterero Igembe. So mithike zite kuona kawire ebera mutumanto idhingia mutumanto idhingia tethro ari push over.
Okay.
Not by a mile.
Now in few minutes no tokona ndaka chetoke kuthira Oscar kawira tukite governor for the last 2 years and a half or something. Na presumably in the Ibrahim Kaduri akiwa Meru County received over that 1 billion or something. Is there anything kawira magically ombikia kwani she has done something kinya kuiredeem politically because she is smart politically ombikia kuiredeem in a way kinya kia survive the court way kuombikia kuiredeem kisiasa na kutuka 2027 na the big factor maybe you counter Munya's influence na Mithika's influence in the Meru politics.
Unikira mpomba kuga is politically itobati kudhora tuena serious civic education.
Is she the best anyway Meru ever had?
not by a mile. Oninga tega regime ya Peter Munya kwena intobira mpomba gupik nga point out nkauga dispensary hizi Peter Munya wakite ECD classrooms hizi Peter Munya wakite bowl na ipita wakite stadium hizi ipita wambiririe kana thithia unanona ndezagi kiraitu murungi I can still point out quite a number of issues kana projects ira chigo stand out na imwe kinya kethera nto iba ko dismiss kinya ofisi ira kawira karinde tha ici ofisi yu yaki ni the former governor
kirito
residence ira kawira kurara nera ko host michemanio yaki ni kiraitu murungi
MIS what happened
nande that is now the next point zaria edrite kawira mwangaza actually kinya zaria edrite zakirita ngogi koraite either by virtue of withdraw kate kumba kumanage ka withdraw kate kwenda any trace ya gintu kiria ki associated
the former governors
okay so from Mount Kenya run Witi akwire project ira tiera wanga imbeja cia World Bank kuthithia I wonder whether World Bank getirigere coexist
ntaigwa World Bank this season
ndo icho cia kaira kabro icho cia kabios kivi anto bakwenderia thai gitembene na makutano na sheds inge cie maoa na a lot of other things so only challenge maybe mtu umba kwithirwa akithugania kwa Mwangaza another chance ambonie one sustainable project irethithitu Mwangaza just one
now Mutugi in conclusion Meru County are we heading the right direction in the current regime twetete bwaga Mwankathai non tokia kwa ile politically there is a lot of political bickerings that there is nothing coming out either from the national government or the county for sure we have been left behind kimaendeleo
Meru I think for the duration between 2022 na 2027 nonga kiama kiapen 14th kwithiro kuna change at least at the county you know anto barikave kira bakarikava during that time but from the national government president the members of parliament either to a complete mess.
Thank you. Bwega sana Mutugi no tubo kwa thana tu muthikiria tegeri wa weru TV bwega no tubo ku to kuna metho yaku tomba kwetha tukeria manto every Wednesday tukochonda Jumatano tuketha twina thuji bake siasa na kinya siasa na kinya ataalamu mwanya ba uchumi ba kithomo na manto mwanya tukochonda Jumatano na nketha ndeana ataalamu bane kenda tumba kwetha tukiarania mutegeri wa weru TV kumakirini beta captain Goditha Patton ton Friday and then freestyle tupige muziki. Good day. Thank you.
Eje ni Wero TV. Aja kwa Wero TV turingenda muno gukuthikira nitugukugwata ugeni utwe maoni yaku kana kinya mateta jaria womba kwithira uri nayo no warani na bautu gukurukira complaints@werotv.co.ke tukagucokeria biuria na mateta yaku jaria jonthe ukethirwa uri nayo ni bwega ni untu bwa gutugwata mbaru.
Tegeri wetu narua ndirenda tumenye njira ingi ya kuthithia healthy breakfast na intobiria turiona bio nja yetu na narua tukathithia chicken breast salad. It is salad. Ikia karenge gaku. No tuito kwenda chicken soup yetu ithirwere na taste bwega. Batu turekera soup itherukitwe ya chicken soup. Kiraka chicken breast gaku. then ogua chicken pumpkin soup. It's very sweet. It's very tasty. Okay, Mariano kuwa kaipo now, kasira now, onion now. Nako katuma without doubt niwene kinyago ikatho.
Kirosia maitha ya ng'ombe ni untu bwithiritwo bukinya mari ya kariba ndwanda cia gicio bunge kia Gembe North.
Ng'ombe thiete ng'ombe na wawate akawa kiri kwari thaithatu irio ndaitane namba una ndigunywite ng'ombe githimene njokete irio ndaitana namba ngutikiamba uberere guyuja ng'ombe yu tweri guthiatana na ng'ombe yu tweri guthiatana na ng'ombe yu na indaratawa
kaga tiarugete no ndo kaga remero no weta risaji okwana yukumerete ritho aya atorera nyoro risaji ni muntu orathawa
na tutona ni justice ndweri kinyeri kunai muntu wetu inspector thirikari
aitho tuonete ari anjamu ndena miaka 30 mundu ogota gumo ng'ombe ringi tori bobora no ndo baringera ng'ombe miunda ne batura batu tutarethie miunda lakini ana benu bamiru ibo bakuburingera ng'ombe miunda ne na ibo bakwengana na ngegoro.
Na the DCI I have instructed wafungue file na moja kwa moja wenye kutoa hizo taarifa waandamwe.
Hakuna kusema leo uwi hapa tora unaenda ndana na fanda hii la una bora na fanda hii tokola kole to ndo kola to mndana kuma kinyo yele to la le ni sini na ta dia to tangala to bindekio
na batu pio na baro tutila utwata wakarira baracokera ngeguruse tianero na kamwale kala bakasuna kamwale na bakabwetheria untu buthuku arume obo bana.
Karibuni, hii ndio bed ya the best local entertainment.
Sitakubali ukalie kiti cha umiliki katika kampuni ya mume wangu.
Tell me where my money is and I'll make this quick and painless.
You don't know what they do to girls like you.
I think it's a very unfair. Nakujua vizuri sana. Na najua mdosi wangu vizuri sana. Hauwezi akakuandika kazi.
Ni Wero TV.
Ambere nkendisha kwa mutegere Wero TV mubango ya nkomboshia mithega yura yukwiyera ntuku cionthe cia Jumapili kwambia thaa 12:30 na ntukierwa rito kinyete ntere cia bothogochi nebwo kenda wikwa rugendo rwa Dennis te mugeni kie mothe yetu no ntutwithirite twimwona aikendwa yawe ya kurwana na utumiri bwanda wa chembo gita kiembe ombithe na inyama turene na ratumite etania oni wini wa kinyero twikio rugendo rwawe. Karibu sana Dennis.
Wega.
Akithia Amiru.
Amiru bonde barabatu tegete na rwakiri Wero TV. Nkobukethia to Pastor Dennis da Mariskiama ankuruki mbono kinankenda njiso. Na ngwirito na rwa rotore mwana ogwe bini. Onto program hiji ya nkombosha methega.
Aya bamenyithia maingi ukonia.
Ojondo ngome to Pastor Dennis da Mariskiama. Na ndio mo baraba kurika bakana ndo betwa recovering addict kuma kiri dawa cia kurevia ndatumira bangi ndatumira mirai ndatumira njobi ndatumira kupels ndatumira thigara all drugs in common. Lakini dhaiji, I'm the president for Yanda Kenya, Youth Against Drug Abuse Kenya. Na kumandio tika nteto yu chia Mbogita. I'm also the ambassador for International Cooperative Alliance, Africa, ira na matuja entrepreneurship. So it's a glory to God. Yes.
Kwere mwako na uniform tia fundi.
Okay, yes. Withrondiara meru GK prison. Yes, as that now. Niko dhani mwereta na mwadhani murungu.
Aya, na no tuikie au kanyuma rugendo roku maybe pura wamba mbiririo tumira ndawe yu.
Ambo genda mbirire gutumira ndawe yu ndi form 3 back in Mbere Boys High School. Aranda thoma eri mwaka jo 2011.
Ure school?
Ndi high school. Na unindare the favorite of everyone in the school. Na indare na talents. Na inda atongereti kundi bibinge. Na gikundi kia scout, gikundi kia drama, gikundi kia journalism. Na overall indare school entertainment captain. Nambuge unto wa school entertainment captain mono iwo wantonyithirie kiri ndawa cia kurebia. No to ituetekitie mtu onde urawa ithero ari school entertainment captain abatere kwithirwa tuga jama mujanja ama mechanuka. So oni ndacietheri antu ara ontu ndenda go fit in the shoes chia mbogi gitariria. So ndagereire kuthithia ora antu ba kainge tuga antu ba Nairobi bo batere kwithirwa bari school captains. So ndagereire kuthithia mantu jara bathithaia nikienda mfitike class kiao. And that's how I found myself in drug and substance abuse. Yes, I'm sorry to say ikareka history kareo ibatumaira. Batumaira, especially the people from the city. Bogo hometa na ituko bitu igeta kanairo. Ibatumaira. Nandi na ninde ndago fit kenda mpa accommodated. Na utekona wetu mashambani na mashinani. So inde ndago tuweka mto town. Na kaingia anapata ni pedro bare exposed to very many things. Kani pedro bare exposed kiri ndawasha kurebia muno. So inda gerere kuthithia onto bore.
Na kira tuni yakwanira.
Yes, kikiangalia hapo na yato. Alafu that aspect still in the school entertainment captain. Every Saturday there were dinner permit kujukia movies. Every Saturday ndio ruwa kinya gateman. So unda kamata bag nene. Ukethera instead of only vijana na movies ndetana yana a best friend of mine ore anteta ajali yetu is a common man in Meru. Tueta only personally I'm not a fan of movies. Ndatari getene kera nondo kwa my own talent na modani ampete. So eta akatara movie na ningeta kuthia shopping emera mabondi yangeja toa furaha yo yanya kumira bangi na kubeliu ngeja kwendia skuru na madhajogoro muchoreo kwageta akabekera movie kere entertainment session na tuitware kasquad kana itware na endare na mbogia kwera twetherwa nandi tukarite nkune antu amwe tuikushia bangi turite mira na twinyunya skuru. But the principal attended kianonto ome ndari mtu mweka mono na ndari mtu so outgoing, especially mweteke kwa kabisa, especially mantu na drama na hii mambo ya journalism. Yes.
Aya boita bokarande bokunywa ninge bawatawa.
Obviously twakana twi macho jara maingi lakini twagereria kuma itwagereria kumathira watchmen bara bethero bare around. I'm sorry to say that. Na kaingi jama inge batato kwata nontu aritwa ni aritwa mbuga auto police kana te askari bagwata mwamba mbere abamba kuthugania ja mwamba. So kinya batu turena intobiria itwathugana ya mwarimu especially ja deputy kana boarding master wetherwa ari school igita riu na tomba kweja ja batu tukaponyoka mutego jwawe na te school captain omba kweja tukaponyoka mutego jwawe na ojara ndekiri kuga kinya school captain kuna gintu getawa superiority complex na ije kana nkira nonto nona indari na uge mono skuru nyanguruki yawe so manto ja maingi atatu forwanda lakini twagera gwikaria na twambaire kumira kuma hasta chio tuko munkarukiri igitareria movement ales ari moja bawi banogere. Yes.
Na nkoria ciari bamenya no tumiraga ntu yaka
aciari bakonde skuru batende menya na nyandenja batamenya na oranda thithaya ndenja ndahakikisha every weekend nkwario rongo kwina event twetete that is the time kwari na gintu getawa kwina gintu kiari kweja kiasani kia thithairwa Kamunde Hall na we were pioneers of it na nkagwirwo muno one of the communications manager yada UT na rikirikio lakini riu tutomba akona nawe personally so ndara yorongo nkagwitwetete ko act Kamunde yo so nkae wa mbecha chia gweta ko act na nkagwa nara tukarewa ande tweta oni bambetera sandi ngoro nkabera igutukire to act monka the nyanteja of which acting you kwalia methira 5 kenda to
acting yo ereo
actireo tugeta monka 5 to 6 to ana na ndio ni ngatorera makuna ngatorera taunia na ukunda into now lakini bejere kumenya nonto utumbi gushida forever and from the to chokete first term kuri Sunday windikana ndetere ndanywa na ndathugani kwijanja ndikweja obviously batu gwetu te kinyanja beyond 60 no re kinya 60 my mother was so nuisance irasima gujoye na ati nyakethera we muthaka atenda kumenya jau so oni ndari na that fear na no ndugurire ngeti na kwi muthaka ondete nywete Burundi toto ankugwa irio ndagwire mbere wau na ndanjiri gutaika so ibambere kumenya ria mbere.
Yes. Euni ya kuenderia.
Euni empenderie lakini mantu ya skuru kugwatwa ndagwatwa.
Mwaka thiria form 4.
Mwaka thiria form 4 na bara tware abo babangi benga wana bange bakarwatwa
lakini na
batau abange na indaije guchetha game ciakwa. Yeah.
Na ngiwikio kirugendo ru kaita kau ochitumira uria school ri. Imbibibyo ngothia ya mathwani yaku irakinyaga ita maybe unjilaumu akabandekanire amantu yano turimwe ya kwangaratania mathomo yakwa.
Okay, unde high school ntara mathwani jau no naziveti swag kana imo karire jwa irasima mtu akareu na ntemenya we au kwamberia na mantu ja kwa entertainment captain yo jandetere thina na peer pressure high school actually it was a peer pressure yeu ni ombuge kwambiria gwakwa kwa ndawasha kure peer pressure inkwenda gukaraja wini na ndenkathogania wini mbuge ki media menya kwena that picture twari nayo people in media our watu jibamba na ankwenda kuita notion ukere antu that not all media personality tingu te aini bonde bajibamba na njobi kana ndawashia mbobita so ndaije kenda perform bwega na kenda mbetherwa ndi celeb irasima ntumire ndawa ire so au ntona iri big deal kana iri big issue ndo kinyafta kuchokera form 4 ndachokera form 4 marine disco na the squad asi still no ndari nadi na mengangano au nadi ndari na ID ndakira mari na ndakira mse deu Monday nteta school eri ntukwe kona sangova na Friday na nyanya butinde mbona lesson no it's a disco so ri tema ndo joka ziora muno so kuma Friday de nyanya unko mangeta town ri zangu no kare Friday bearing in mind nande para bare to kotiri abo school bamo be merute bangi be kemu so ndeta ba campus so ninkeja either mbeje Monday rokiri kana mbeje Sunday utuko so Monday it was no school for me lakini mwathani ampombanira ndasko asi na ambuginda thomera mwaka ju kinya ju na stress muno nontu
yuyo uchokira form 4
jujo guchokira form 4 nontu hachiari tuhachumbura nabo leo ntabaitha ndanyunya live na rimwe tugatetania nabo na I believe kinya bi baere affected nontu ne arimu na ibo kioni ya society okethera kwina mantu jamba batiariria ya society nontu ukaria tena mutano kunwe weku na undene muno so that's how we continued na 2015 ironda andikiro ngugine Forces Kenya Prison Service indikana to report on Tuesday banchwere irabune bionde kuma Meru monka ikweta gwetakariene na bedera kungwatithania tha 10 cia utuku deu ubatere gweta okeria na boka jukia box bugeta monka Ruiro training school so ono kona inda haba stress na inya muno they could not sleep na angwete au kwa gitumi kia why did it happen that way Oni ndendete kwa journalist true so ambuge the job iranditha itari my first option job gutuika askari yani ntamithugania buru na itari akiri nekwa so it was a surprise for me nambuge ndogere sawa ankeni aciari mbuga igitari keja but I also feel nonto ndinde take maybe this opportunity ambuge reo stepping stone ndithoma ndingugine still lakini ambuge akiri etakuri turi mtu are at his 20s kana I think 19 yes
aya ukuthiria form 4
yes
tukieka rugendo kau inawe after form 4 bando no uchitumira kau kureka nacio.
Okay. So the form 4 after form 4 indenderere gwitumira na inya muno na kuranja kiumia kimwe ndikuonekana ndikuwa yani it was a stress for everyone. Onkare andikiro ndagweta 2015 at least 2015 indombere gukara 9 months clean kana ntetumirete ndawa cia mbogita lakini unimbuga in every background antu ari antu babengi bari rasima antu bachore uraba kona gintu kiria yani kuna watho nyari murungu akureta utugi akeberia watho na ije kwathikira watho kwinya.
Sure.
So in the training field nara it's a discipline force place kuigwatira ni kwari na inya lakini gwitu assessor to Chavis to tawikira haja kido na inda to assessor ni ngwa na tumaira umebwakwa uranga atona. So the 9 months was very clean. Lakini after ndeku mangu after training after 9 months unda apostro Nairobi industrial area na ambuge Nairobi ndio center ya kila kitu. Anything that you want in this life Nairobi. So na dere ncho monone ya chiari ngira wa wati atokojura transfer to gwita ite kweni na town ka to gwita town inge apart from Nairobi na beron boka jondita Nairobi ntita ngugeje so nda career Nairobi na I'm sorry to say indari na past relationship ira ya regita mono as young as class 6 kwenda kuonia Mbere kira youth na araba gwita manto jaba te kuma kwenja na ndawa cia kurebyo ule the class 6 I was in a relationship with a girl na class 4 Adoma we the same primary to push still high school ende ndego tage forces no na ari akudhiria ndego choka Mbere we atumba ku push na askari we Mbere she's beyond mimi siwezi deal na askari so ndare na develop two frustrations in life number 1 the career iranda atonyere number 2 the relationship iranda na as if you led well nilijidharau nilijichukia okay ndagere kintu kitwa low self esteem na bonda tegere ndona aciari bako bagutuma mwaro jo ndande akonega nonto bwa ngugi
na ngunira utaende
na ngugi je nira antendete so onda take that time my first year of employment there is stress tupu kusimamisha job kusimamisha mishahara cases tuchieta disciplinary order igita na remo monene na gugochwa nonto dainyanya uni ntendeoneka dainyanya shift cha dainyanya nteta shift cha dainyanya yoro ndetherwa nki kinyunya kireja muka within land mawe I could absent myself from duty intentionally just to frustrate my parents and everyone else nonto kugeje tari my first option so in the 3 na mongara ndachemani na mutino utawala that's in the year 2017 so ndauneka kuguru
your ngari accident
yes to aringo ngari to kibiki my wife was a friend since before Mbere mbeta itoije neno emono na indo na atagwira winjobie ate komienda muno ate kuguyore gwita kira ndi tutareri gari mari ora
nawe mitumaira bando
nya na yare agwa ande ndi kuneka kuru ndachoka nja bindi nande nka I will stay in the care of my mother ndio nande mwakuru atari akwejanja kuguru kwa crop plaster na so matuja mengi ntende chiumbera ningwa but you can imagine okuru kunikiu inda umaja monka mariara kana monka ikweta Mbere aja with a motorbike na ngakabata piro ijiri ciagetanda so auto karinde netherwa arangeta kirabuni inda kairwa gitikingi kya kurikira kuguru in such a design kenda piro chingwatera ko ikuguru guko chiangwatera na bandu nkanywa na kalemera na interview abituma ora gukethera gukinyia so ndendereo that period aciari nandi very frustrated inkurukidonto ichuma ipreti ongwa ikuguru nandi gwa karate kimwana uju kwijaga utuku kwena kambi ngeri kweta EP au ni onda thara DMC orege every Saturday tuna mtu watawa Mushiri Mushiri neza mention because he has also made it in the sobriety journey no either already Jane askari EP hapo Mary na msalute is one of the other members and twethero tutu bairi na rimwe akambigirwa kya Mbere de no tiga bwana kinyethera itukuthithia ntetu ichire kana nchobi wambe wore kuguru so ambuge kuguru kora kwa batera kora within 6 months kwa jukiria 1 year and 6 months 1.5 year so ndeta na Mbere around October nda apply loan na riu ni kuona accident indarungikiri mushara wakwa ngugine
nonto ba accident
no ari ndagurungikirwe nkiona accident mushara already jwarungiki nonto bwanchobi amuge actually nande jwaruguriro ndi kuona accident nonto bwa they empathized with me bambigerirwa kiao yes nande ba ndugurira mushara wakwa gora ndi ndona acio kunda ndi aja pole cha gwitia bikibiki yu nonto ri gote mtu kumbetia so October nda apply loan lwa 800,000 na loan ro ambuge 300,000 ntije na rachi etere 300,000 yo siju I cannot account for
nylon
already nande salary payslip kudira 100,000 ndagurire bikibiki second year additionally then 400,000 I put up a club aranko bokwa kinoti GK form ara kara town kaboga ikeo club kweto stepin na ndakiandikire club Zion so no kono murungu muri ondene mtu leo ngeta kirabu Sayuni so ndarugura kirabu Antoine na 400,000 but twakiruga kuri tariki 12 chia December 2017 ambuke by tariki 25 utwa weja kunyo kumbi because ndari ndi ku develop character enge ora witago kitumara ndabasha kurebia they are gradual uma experimento monko wa kinya addiction level so onde atakira bune nkaura anto na mitekwa the clutches still ndatumaira
ne kirabo
gyakwa ngegera ngirasi chionde medere na no ningurite so at the end of the day kirapu getara astre for 2 weeks na gikras for 2 weeks ambuke kyarigi kwa private bar onde ikawa wibikibiki yakwa ngahora mere yakwa ngakara kunkanyo stock kwa mpari na rera stock wethirire kinya ntenda kubutha no kagire into imse ombera the following day no wetere kugera into beyond the blame ngurite kirabu and everything so you can imagine that chokanja and then stress chia already my wife na ya kujanja na when ejere on this is a problem iba watanere na my mother na bogabo kira kiga save Dennis na day is prayer but we can do maromba bono ende we need to kuraba umete maromba ndukuiro njeje tetherwa ina thiri uko kone kiri